Io ancora ho cose da fare con questo tizio. Vediamo. No. Ah, 204, sì.
Good morning, madam. I am Hercule Poirot.
Caroline Hubbard. What can I do for you, Mr. Poirot?
I am the bearer of unfortunate news.
It's obvious with all the commotion that something has happened.
Madame Hubbard, I am afraid your neighbor, Monsieur Ratchet, was murdered last night.
Oh my God! I knew it! I knew it!
I would like to ask you some questions, but first, may I inspect your room?
Of course, yes, you must.
Perciò la signora è americana, a 60 anni, sì, casalinga, cameriera, controllora, no, casalinga. Grande, ormai.
That was easy.
Controlliamo questa cosa.
Here is a jacket button. It bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Che ci fa qua?
The luxury of the Orient Express is present in every detail.
È vuoto.
This door connects to Monsieur Ratchet's compartment. It was latched on this side.
Ma c'è solo la doccia dentro questa stanza, un lavandino. Che cosa qua? No. Un altro baffetto.
Another delightful trophy for my collection.
Non c'è altro in questa stanza. Proviamo la signora.
Madame, please tell me about last night.
The murderer was right here in my compartment. I woke up. All in the dark it was. I was just so scared I couldn't scream. I pressed the call button. I pressed and pressed. I heard footsteps running in the corridor, then a knock on my door. "Come in," I screamed. And I switched on the lights at the same time. And would you believe it? There wasn't a soul there.
You think he went back into the other compartment?
How do I know where he went? I had my eyes shut tight. The conductor came in. I told the man what had happened, and he didn't seem to believe me. I asked him to search the room, but he found nothing. I told the conductor to look at the door between the compartments, and sure enough, it wasn't bolted. Well, I soon saw to that. I told him to bolt it, then and there.
Ah, ecco perché l'ha chiusa.
How is it you didn't bolt the door between the two compartments?
But I had. Well, as a matter of fact, I asked that Swedish lady,
Donna svedese.
Olsen, Greta, if it was bolted, and she said it was.
How was it you could not see for yourself?
I was already in bed, and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was.
What time was it when you asked her to do this for you?
Oh, it must have been around 10:30 or 10:45 p.m. She'd come along to see if I had an aspirin. But instead of opening my door, she opened Mr. Ratchet's door by mistake. He said something quite rude, like, "Not a chance, lady, you're too old." It shocked her. She came in. I told her where to find the aspirin, and she got it out of my toiletry bag. Poor girl, she didn't have a good night.
The same could be said for Monsieur Ratchet. It appears Mademoiselle Olsen may be the last person to see Ratchet alive.
No, pure mi si è rotto il telefono.
No, not at all.
Yet it is embroidered with an initial H. Like your name.
I don't care. It's not mine, and I would certainly never buy something so impractical as that frilly thing.
Are you a smoker?
No, definitely not. Filthy habit.
I found a jacket button on your table. It looks like it belongs to a train employee. The button bears the logo of the Orient Express.
Well, of course the conductor came in last night, but he didn't go near that table.
Still, it's a safe bet that it belongs to the conductor. I'll check his jacket later, to be sure. I have not finished inspecting your room. If you don't mind,
Mi sono dimenticato qualcosa? Ah,
let's see if Mrs. Hubbard was telling the truth about the latch of the connecting door.
non ho detto la verità per nulla.
This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag. This hook is probably where... This hook is probably where Mrs. Hubbard hung her toiletry bag.
Mettiamo la borsa, vediamo un po'.
I can see the latch very well from here, even with the toiletry bag attached.
Infatti.
I'll have to clear that up with Mrs. Hubbard.
Signora, perché mi ha detto cazzate?
Mrs. Hubbard, you told me that the door connecting the two compartments was closed, correct?
Yes, it was, as I told you. I was already in bed and my toiletry bag was hanging on the hook of the door. I couldn't see the latch from where I was. That's why I asked Miss Olsen to check if it was closed.
Una di queste frasi contiene la bugia, sì, esatto come avevo detto, era già a letto. La mia borsa era appesa al gancio della porta. La mia se non vedo il chiavistello. Per questo ho chiesto alla signora questa qua. La mia posizione non vedo il
Are you
chiavistello.
sure everything you've told me is accurate, Madame Hubbard?
Of course. I have an excellent memory.
Sì.
Mrs. Hubbard, I tested putting your toiletry bag on the door hook as you told me. From your bed, you can easily see the latch on the door. The toiletry bag does not hide the latch at all.
Are you saying I'm lying? It may have been stuck somehow in a different position, or I may not have seen it in the darkness. Or I didn't think to look, you irritating man.
Details matter, madame. A man has been most savagely murdered. You will excuse me if I attempt to separate the truth from the false.
Forget my toiletry bag and focus on who entered my compartment. Probably after killing Mr. Ratchet.
Madame Hubbard is a force to be reckoned with, but I suspect I'm not done with her. Thank you for your assistance, madame.
La signora è tosta, vero? Perciò. L'assassino è sfruttato l'assenza del signor Michael per scappare durante 1:15.
While Monsieur Michel was chatting with
signor.
Monsieur Fauchet in the bar car between 1 a.m. and 2 a.m., the murderer could have escaped Ratchet's room without being seen. Et voilà.
Ok, la signora Ama è una... E tu mi permetti di dare delle conclusioni. Sì.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
La signora è una sospetta. Michelle è un... Questo non lo posso dire. Devo interrogare il signor Michel. Questa stanza a fianco, questa signora apre usando la supporto comunicazione l'unica ipotesi possibile. No, io devo cliccare su questo. Devo interrogare il signor Michel, stava a svolgere quello della prima classe. Vabbè, andiamo. Ci possiamo andare. No, io non so dove è il signor Michel. 504. Non ci posso andare. 103. E chi è questo? 102. Dove si deve stare? Esce? Sarà uno di questi due? Vediamo un po'.
I believe I am addressing Monsieur Hector McQueen.
Guilty as charged.
I beg your pardon.
Oh, sorry. Just an expression. My father used to say it.
You must have had an interesting childhood. I am Hercule Poirot.
No need to be modest. You're a detective.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's secretary?
I am Mr. Ratchet's secretary. Just over a year. I mainly take care of translating certain texts for him. Mr. Ratchet only speaks English.
Prepare yourself for a shock. Your employer, Monsieur Ratchet, is dead.
So they got him after all.
What do you mean? You are assuming he was murdered?
I know he had enemies.
What can you tell me about Monsieur Ratchet?
He was American. He was an antiques dealer. I don't know much more. Mr. Ratchet never talked about himself or his life. But I think Ratchet wasn't his real name. And he left the United States to run away from something. Or someone.
Yes?
He started getting letters. Threatening letters.
Do you still have them?
I have one.
Did you know that Monsieur Ratchet had asked for my help?
Asked you? No, I didn't know.
He knew he was in danger. When did you last see him?
Last night around 10 o'clock, I should say.
Did you like your employer, Monsieur McQueen?
No, I did not. He was, I'm sure, a cruel and dangerous man.
Can you tell me your movements last night?
I went back to my compartment. I read a little. In Belgrade, I went out onto the platform to smoke, but it was cold. I quickly went back in. I then went to Mr. Ratchet's compartment to take some dictation for him. I left around 10 o'clock. I saw Captain Arbuthnot. We ended up chatting in my compartment. Then we went out on the platform to quickly stretch our legs at Vinkovsky. He left around 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
I will need to check Monsieur McQueen's story with Captain Arbuthnot.
I found a diary in Monsieur Ratchet's safe. Did you know about it?
I kept a business appointment book, but I know he had a personal diary as well. That looks like it.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, I smoke cigarettes. I've tried to quit, but no luck.
Can you give me this letter, please?
Of course, here it is.
È giunta la tua ora. No? C'è niente.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No, he hated the smell of smoke.
Vediamo questo.
Monsieur Edward Masterman, I believe. May I ask you some questions?
I can barely talk. I have a terrible toothache.
We have a doctor on board the train. Perhaps...
I do not need a doctor. I use essential oils. If you can find my flask of clove oil in my box, I would be grateful.
Fine. If you insist, I will help you.
By the smell, I think that the jojoba oil spilled on the other bottles, leaving their labels illegible. I must find another way to find which one is Masterman's toothache remedy. The weighing scale is soaked in jojoba oil. It's unusable. Ah, this old scale will do the job.
Ok.
To start, I must first arrange the vials from the lightest to the heaviest.
Ok, quella è la più leggera. Questa è più leggera. Questa è leggermente più pesante, perciò questa è leggera. E questa. Tra queste due qual è la più leggera? Questa.
Now that I know the order, I think that I can easily guess which one is the clove oil.
Chiodi di garofano 7. Perciò 2, 5, 7. 2, 5, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4. E ci sono 2, 18. 2, 5, 7. 7 questo.
Here is Monsieur Masterman's remedy.
Here is your remedy. I hope it will help.
Thank you very much, sir. Ah, well, I can finally speak without too much pain. I'm ready to answer your
Addirittura.
questions.
You are Monsieur Ratchet's valet?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
Were you told that your employer was murdered?
Yes, sir. A very shocking occurrence.
Era svizzero, 39 anni, segretario.
No,
No.
not good.
Ma che non era svizzera catanese?
Think, Poirot. That is
Ah.
not a good answer.
È più vecchio? No dai, 39. Era americano.
This is wrong. But I'm never far.
Ma veramente c'ha 66 anni? No, questo era 22?
I must admit I'm not right this time. I do not... No. This is wrong. But I'm never far from the truth.
No, si riporta bene se ha 66 anni, scusa.
Think, wow. No. I do not... I must admit...
Assistente, era porca miseria, svizzero, 39 anni.
I do not think that's the right...
Era svizzero e americano?
That's the right answer.
La nota è
What
diritto.
hour did you last see Monsieur Ratchet?
It must have been around 9 p.m., sir. That or a little after. I went to bed around 10:30 p.m., same as the person who shares my room, Mr. Foscarelli. He almost immediately began snoring.
What did you do then?
I read, sir, and I spent a while soothing my toothache with clove oil and listening to the snoring.
Did you hear anything during the night?
Yes, my roommate's snoring.
Are you a smoker?
Yes, sir. I have a cigarette now and then to relax.
Tell me about your employer, Monsieur Ratchet.
I've been working for him for 9 months. I should not wish to speak ill of the dead, but he was not a gentleman, sir.
Did you know that he had enemies?
Yes, sir. I heard him discussing some threatening letters, sir, with Mr. McQueen.
Did he mention these letters to you?
He had been reading a letter when I came in. He asked me if I was the one who put it in his compartment. I told him that I had done no such thing, and he should report it to the police at the next station.
How did he respond?
He laughed, sir.
You're joking.
I do not joke, sir.
Forgive me, I can see you do not. Was he taking sleeping pills?
Always when traveling by train, sir. He said he couldn't sleep otherwise. Last night he asked me to give him 2. I did so, along with a glass of water. He dissolved them in the water.
Did you see him drink the water?
No, sir. I left right after I gave him the pills.
Was Monsieur Ratchet a smoker?
No. He finds smokers disgusting.
Can you tell me again why you gave sleeping pills to Monsieur Ratchet?
Yes, I gave him the pills because when he takes the train, he has trouble sleeping. The letter must have worried him. He specifically asked me to prepare the sleeping pills. I didn't see him drink the water with the pills in it.
Non l'ho visto bere l'acqua e ci credo. Esperientemente di preparargli di sonniferi. Qua non mi...
Monsieur, I believe you are not telling me the truth.
What? How can you say that?
He received threatening letters, one, it seems, last night. Did you know he had a gun under his pillow? And even asked for my help to watch over him? I find it strange that he asked you for sleeping pills when he was afraid for his life and prepared to defend himself.
I'm sure I don't know. Maybe to calm his nerves, maybe out of habit.
It makes no sense.
Wait, please. Isn't it possible that Mr. Ratchet asked me to prepare the pills, but didn't plan to drink them for some reason?
It is possible. But I am a student of character, monsieur, and the Monsieur Ratchet you describe is not the man I met.
If you'll excuse me, my toothache is getting worse again.
I'm afraid this time you must prepare your own clove oil.
Questo è molto sospetto, questa persona. Non è stato riesce a parlare col signor Michel. Fa credere che Resce fosse ancora vivo alle 00:37.
The murderer may have impersonated Ratchet by calling Monsieur Michel to make it seem that Ratchet was still alive at 12:37 a.m.
Et voilà.
Resce assume i somniferi dell'assassino, entra nella stanza di Resce e lo uccide con un colpo di pistola e poi lo nasconde sotto il cuscino. Con il coltello fa in modo che sia sempre un crimine passionale. Aspetta che il signor Michele vada in pausa per uscire dalla stanza. Lei assume i somniferi dell'assassino, entra nella stanza di Resce e lo accoltella. Chiama il signor Michele, farsi credere che invece sia ancora vivo. Apre il finestrino per fuggire, ma il treno è intrappolato sulla neve. Aspetta, il signor Michel vada in pausa. Rachel assume i somniferi. L'assassino entra nella stanza di Rachel e lo accoltella. Chiama il signor Michel per farsi credere che Rachel sia ancora vivo. Apre il finestrino e fugge. No, questa.
My little gray cells did not let me down.
Signor Master, perciò McQueen non saprei, ma lui è sospetto forte.
Very well, I choose to go this way.
Lui è forte, sì. Vuole rimanere vigile pure in assunto dei somniferi. Riferisci la situazione al Brook. Vabbè. Comunque tu non sei la mia lista, però qualcosina.
So, my friend, have you found our killer?
Please.
Not yet, but I will tell you what I have learned.
Please.
Our assassin could have gotten on the train at Vinkovsky disguised as a conductor, entered Ratchet's room, and killed him. Then he walked out through Madame Hubbard's connecting door, where he lost a button from his jacket. He had to wait for Monsieur Michel to be absent. He waited too long. The train had left the station.
He was trapped aboard.
Indeed. He had opened the window to make it look that he'd escaped that way. However, if he waited until the train stopped again due to snow, his footprints would have been found.
The murderer is still among us, on the train. There's a problem with the second-class toilets. What now? All morning passengers have been complaining that the door is locked, so I went to check. I knocked, but no one answered. I didn't think I should open it without speaking to you first.
You did well, Monsieur Michel. Lead the way.
Penso la demo finisce qua. No.
I use my master key. But who is she? Is she alive?
She is breathing.
Then if she isn't dead, isn't she our murderer?
That, my friend, is what we must find out.
La 105. Chi c'è nella 105?
The ticket reads Joanna Locke, traveling in compartment 105.
Miss, can you hear me? She's breathing. Her pulse is strong. There is no sign of physical violence.
Dove
This
metto il
woman
bagno?
is sleeping very soundly. This woman is sound asleep. Given her location, I would say she has been drugged and deposited here.
Well, at least it's not another murder on my train.
The train is, of course, full.
Monsieur, the list I gave you indicates that Hildegard Schmidt shares her compartment.
I will want to talk to her later. For now, we will concentrate on this mysterious young lady. Let's return her to her more comfortable bed.
Good idea. Pierre, locate this woman's room and fetch the doctor.
Yes, sir. I will question her when she wakes up.
Please, let me know what you learn.
Mademoiselle Locke's compartment is 105. I suggest we return her to her more comfortable bed.
Yes, hopefully she will awaken soon.
A cup of tea with white residue at the bottom.
Come il bicchiere. Coincidenze? Ah, una combinazione. Perché c'è una giacca da controllore?
A briefcase and a wagon-lee conductor's jacket. And a button is missing.
C'è altro? La combinazione non la sappiamo. Se c'è scritto da che parte qua dentro.
Have you tried 1, 2, 3, 4? No, that's mine. I never remember my passwords, so I make them easy ones. If you need a break, I can ask Jean to make you some coffee. Poirot, I'm disappointed in you. I was certain you would have it
Se
by
ti stai
now.
zitto magari.
Have you tried 0000? Poirot, what if the briefcase is booby-trapped? We really need to find the combination. So, Poirot, any luck so far?
La fanno apposta.
But of course, you know. So I make them easy ones. Have you tried?
Book. Silent like a mouse, please.
I'm sorry. You're right. I'll be quiet now. You need to concentrate. I will not utter another word. Not one.
Book. There will be another murder on the Orient Express in a moment.
Si è aperta. Ok. Cazzo. Il gattino.
The stuffed animal is the same as in the photo found at the crime scene.
What a coincidence.
Mademoiselle Locke appears to have been investigating Monsieur Ratchet.
Mademoiselle Locke seems very interested in our victim.
Of course. She has studied her target.
Possibly.
Detective.
This badge says that Joanna Locke is an American detective with the Berkshire Police Department in Massachusetts.
An American police officer? Oh.
C'ha pure una pistola.
She has a gun.
Come, Poirot. Criminals are often known to carry one.
Ratchet was stabbed, not shot.
But then why take it on the train?
Her driver's license confirms her identity. She is American.
These are fake IDs. It's certain. Look, she's waking up.
Thanks to you, I would not be surprised if our murder victim were also waking up.
What?
Oh, my head. What's all the yelling about?
Who are you? Give me a good reason why you should not be in handcuffs.
I can give you a reason, Book. Whose handcuffs will we use? I have none. Do you?
Well,
You are Joanna Locke, mademoiselle?
Yes, Joanna Locke. I'm a detective. Berkshire, Massachusetts Police.
I have found your credentials, mademoiselle.
And I know who you are, Mr. Poirot.
Then, if the introductions are complete, perhaps the explanations may begin.
I'll try. It's simple, really. I'm on the trail of a murderer.
Christie è
I had
regista.
just been promoted to detective after 5 years on patrol. It was my first time on a major case. It had been a month since Daisy Armstrong was kidnapped. The Armstrongs were desperate for some sign of hope. I was there only for paperwork, to fill in some blanks. The investigation is now part of a pile of investigations, and my captain sent me here just to dot some I's and cross some T's. The crime was audacious. How could the kidnapper know which was the window of Daisy's room? No, they could use a ladder to reach it, and no, they could enter the room without being seen. The misspellings are clearly on purpose, and they didn't return the child when the ransom was paid. How could the child be taken with so many people in the house? I can't imagine the pain her parents felt when they realized Daisy was gone. How are they going to feel when they realize I have no answers for them? Only more questions. That's why I'm here. A damn computer glitch. Or somebody pushed delete instead of save. Whatever happened, we lost the nanny's deposition. So my entire contribution to the investigation is to take it again. The phone record of the night of the kidnapping. The last call was for 911. A topographical map, often more important than a road map in these mountains.
Adesso impressioniamo.
Good evening. Colonel Armstrong?
Yes. You're the detective they phoned about.
Joanna Locke.
I don't remember you.
I'm newly assigned to the case.
It's about time more detectives were involved. My wife, Sonia, she hasn't been herself. Every day is a waking nightmare for us. Tell me you've uncovered something new.
I'm here to speak to your daughter's nanny. There was a computer problem. Her earlier statement has been lost.
Oh, I see. We had hoped. Well, do as you wish. I won't be far if you need me.
Ok, e qua è finito. Perciò praticamente non è proprio centrato sulla storia che ha scritto Agatha Christie, ma è la falsariga. anche perché State Detective non me lo ricordo, ho letto il libro ma non mi ricordo. Comunque so anche la fine, perciò però è interessante, il gioco mi piace, è strutturato bene, anche il coso mentale è fatto bene, le indagini sono belline su come sono strutturate, mi piace. Perciò signore, se il video è piaciuto mettete un bel like, condividete, iscrivetevi al canale per supportarlo, e se questo video è stato a vostro gradimento vi ricordo che ne trovate altri sul canale, e qua e là ne trovate alcuni esempi. Un saluto a tutti, ciao!